You are an accomplished diplomat, par excellence, I must say. Is Africa really integrating? And I'm asking this question because if I go to America, for example, I mean, you are asking, how do we trade amongst ourselves? Whereby, for me as an African, for me to enter anywhere in the continent,
Except Rwanda.
yes,
Except in Rwanda.
you have to get a visa.
Yeah.
And sometimes the process is even 2 days, 3 days before you can live, and all of that.
Even a month.
How do we promote trade amongst ourselves, knowing that most of our SMEs are in the informal sector? We don't have what somebody said, deep pockets and stuff like that. The person is doing, he's a dressmaker in Rwanda. He's got a partner in, say, in Nigeria who wants him to export things to him and all of that. No, our currencies are not exchangeable. So, are we really on the path of integration?
Yes and no. I think I say yes, we are on the path of integration because there is that desire and commitment and will on the part of our leaders. So that's how the Africa Continental Free Trade Area was agreed upon, conceptualized, agreed upon. Instruments for materializing it are being developed. So there is that resolve. I think all our leaders understand that the future of our continent is in that. I think we all understand that not a single country on our continent, even the biggest countries such as Nigeria, Algeria, and others, would not survive on their own. So there is that conviction on the part of our leaders that it is the way to go. A lot has been done regionally. We have some regional economic communities that have moved through the process of integration. If you take the case of East Africa, we have the common custom, we've moved to the common trade area. The instruments of setting up common bank and this and that are there. And it was even envisaged to have a federation. So there is progress. You have the same in ECOWAS, in SADC. So there is at least regionally some progress. At the continent level, the work is, I would say, is starting to be done. But it is going to be difficult a bit because lack of infrastructure. Basically, even if we were to remove visa and agree on the principles that are enshrined in the agreement of AfCFTA, we would still be there are stumbling blocks. Maybe the likes of you and me and others would benefit from it because we can fly easily. But how many Africans have the capacity to fly? So if we really want to integrate, we need to develop infrastructure, routes, roads, railway, so that people can move.
Cheaper means of transportation.
Cheaper means of transportation. That what would really materialize the integration process, the common free trade area. Otherwise, up to now, it is still in theory.
But why? The question is why? Why the slow pace? Take, for example, the African passport. This was mooted far back, I think, if I recall, in the early 20s or so. No, in the late 90s, when Dr. Zuma was the president, the chairman, or the AU chairperson. Till date, the African Union passport is still on the drawing board. What is the challenge?
The challenge is probably some of the policies that are enacted by the African Union remain in that hole.
But I thought the heads of states meet almost every year.
Twice a year.
Twice a year. Mm-hmm.
But not all of them come back with the policies and integrate the policies in their national policies.
Okay.
I don't think it is done in every country. But what I can assure you, it is done here. For every policy agreed upon in EAC, at the African Union, and even commitments that are made globally, those compacts are part and parcel of our planning tools from the village level, by the way. When our districts are developing what we call district development plans, when they are presenting it, they must show how these plans are contributing to Agenda 2063. They are contributing to SDGs. They are contributing all to those. You have to show concretely and show the targets, your district. And of course, obviously, at government level, it is done. But I'm not sure it is done
in all other countries.
In all other countries.
Which goes back to the issue of good leadership.
Yes.
And governance.
Yeah, that is really the central issue. If all the countries committing to a certain policy would do, immediately come and integrate the policies in their own national policies, I think we would see a lot of changes. We would move faster.